I just want to wish you a warm welcome to Brussels. Thanks for having made it all the way to the capital of Europe, where the sun is shiny and the sky is blue, as you know. So the roundtables are actually scheduled to do just that, help us to identify the right questions or contribute to the Commission's reflection on identifying the right questions for that public consultation.
So I think the key question from my perspective is whether we will do a kind of a standalone reflection on improving what exists, or whether we really want to reframe this relationship with these groups of countries, and whether the ACP is still a relevant vehicle as a group to serve Europe's interests. That is for me the key question.
There are at least 13 member states in the EU that joined 2004 later that feel very little ownership related to ACP.
ACP as such does not exist when it comes to migration. The A's, the C's and the P's have very different challenges.
One would look obviously at the development area. I mean, the EDF has had very positive, better and worse, but very positive impact. The question, of course, is always of a counterfactual, no? And do we need the ACP with this? Could have we done otherwise?
We need to see the changes in the world and to create a partnership that responds to those changes with increased interdependence, diversity, etc. If you look at Africa, there's an extreme heterogeneity in the continent. So it's important to listen to the interests of the various countries and respond to that.
But I think for us, most importantly, what has changed is that society is changing. We're moving from a vertical organized society to a horizontally organized society. And that has implications also for the institutions that we're building. And you see also it has implications for the institutions that we have.
The main challenge we have with that SDG agenda is that it's a universal agenda. So from now on, or from September on, we will be mutually accountable on what we do. So it's not a North-South agenda anymore. I'm very happy with that.
It's very easy to integrate the new agenda, all these SDGs, in whatever new Cotonou agreement or whatever agreement. It's very easy. You just put the articles there. But will this bring collective action? Will this bring a new way of dealing internationally in competing interests in different regions, different partners, unless we also tackle this aspect, that's the machinery that will deliver other deals, not the deal of managing aid. That's what we largely do now in Cotonou. We manage EDF, that's 90% of the energy, and that's fine. But as we don't want this anymore and the agenda expands, and we say it's all about managing global problems, global challenges, including security, many others, then we must change the software of doing this.
And there are many good elements in the Cotonou agreement. The binding nature. I think that's an added value. The collaboration on, because it also strengthens our collaboration on good governance, political dialogue, human rights, and then of course the trade and development, which is important.
I think that the fact that we are moving into a new, completely new sphere of priorities with the Sustainable Development Goals may be an opportunity to rethink about how we are going to structure this policy dialogue.
Institutional efficiency is something that we need to look into. In the area of trade, it's becoming more and more important in the sense that within each EPA there will be institutions. There will be institutions at the different levels, expert level, parliamentarian level.
There's a fair amount of resistance from some of our partners that we are seeking to support for their own benefit as much as ours. There is widespread resistance in important quarters to what we are trying to achieve through the EPAs. And I think the key question is, why is that?
Do the ACP-EU have a common vision on economic growth and sustainable development?
And we felt, okay, well, the intention behind CDE looks good, but we don't understand how it's being carried out and why it's being carried out in this way. Could we have a dialogue about this? Could we talk about how to maybe engage the European private sector more?
Inevitably, this migration pressure will grow, and Europe will need more labor force and hopefully better educated than less. But I think the red line or bottom line is to minimize and to put the stress, maybe even in this agreement somehow, how Europe secures that no one is dying on their way.
The language of Article 13 on the nexus between migration and development is, let's say, belongs to the thinking of 10 years ago, maybe even more. I mean,
securize the migration for example, for child migration, and in connection with diaspora networks. How can we connect European policy and diaspora networks?
Because it's one thing having discussions between institutions, ACP and EU actors, but of course it's also about the people, the needs of the people.
We would want the public to see what Europe does. We need public support.